Welcome back, Web3 TV. I'm Christina Najera, and today we are at Cardano Summit with Andrew from Proof of Origin. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm very happy to have you here.
Yeah, cool.
Would you like to start sharing more about you and what you do?
Sure. My name is Andrew Thornhill. I'm an American that lives in the Republic of Georgia for a while. I was first there in 2007, moved there in 2016. I got involved in blockchain kind of right after that. And so I've had a couple of projects in the space. I still live in Tbilisi, Georgia. And together with the Cardano Foundation, we are using the Cardano blockchain as an anchor for track and trace. And so I'm here for that.
Yes, I love that because your project is very attractive. You are proving the origin of something. So would you like to start sharing more about how did you start this project?
Sure. So I've been working with Cardano for a while. And they, the business side approached me in around 2020 or so and asked if I could help them assist on a pilot project that uses Cardano as an anchor for track and trace. And so I have a relationship with this winery, Baez Wine in Georgia. It's excellent wine. It's a woman-led winery in Western Georgia. And I asked the girls if they'd be interested in being a part of the project. And they said yes. And so we started with 5,000 bottles in the 2020-21 harvest. It was very successful. And then the Georgian government found out about the project because we had self-funded it, myself, ScanTrust, and Cardano. The Ministry of Agriculture found out about the project. They asked us to present. We did. And they were very excited. So they ordered a pilot of 100,000 bottles, which we're just completing now. And on stage yesterday, the wine agency director, Levan Makuzla, is here at this conference, and he announced that 1 million bottles will be completed by next year. So,
wow, congratulations.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I'm really happy.
I love that, especially that I love that you are supporting women.
100%. So yeah, I mean, so I have a lot of different businesses in Georgia. I've been quite blessed. And I would say of the 40 staff that I have working for me across my, like, whatever, 6 or 7 companies, probably 90% of them are women, 80 to 90%.
Wow.
Yeah. Empowering women is like just easy thing to do. So
100%. And today we are celebrating Cardano.
Yep.
So could you like to share more about why Cardano, what makes Cardano special from other chains?
Sure. So actually, this use case is one of the best examples of why Cardano was quite relevant. And each chain is different, right? And I'm not here to say one chain is better than the other. Each chain has its own characteristics that are quite unique. And one thing that Cardano brings to the table is that it's extremely resilient. I don't think this ever failed a block in all of its years of existence, which means that it is very reliable. And we're talking about transport logistics and trying to deliver data. That's a priori important. Second, and probably more important for this project, is that each block, each transaction has the ability to deliver a large amount of bytes of metadata. And so people are like, well, why aren't you using Ethereum, or why aren't you using, Bitcoin or whatever? And we're like, well, actually we can't. We're delivering all the logistics information about this particular bottle, this unique bottle, not like every bottle that's been made, but this unique bottle, the data about how it was made, where it was made, when it was made, what it is, how much alcohol, blah, blah, everything, when it was shipped, all of that is stored on the chain. That's just more data than a lot of other chains can manage. And so it's a great use case of extended metadata on chain. And third is that the cost of the ADA transaction is low. Right, and so we're able to block based on shipments, even though each bottle is unique, but we are in some examples able to group transactions together. And in that case, we were able to drive the transaction cost of measuring and securing this bottle very low. So those 3 things, I think, really help to demonstrate one of the examples that Cardano blockchain has for real-world application.
100%. How did you start your Web3 journey?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How did you start your Web3 journey?
Oh, that's a good question. So when I was in Georgia, and Georgia is also very blockchain friendly, right? They're very crypto friendly. and they have low taxes and whatnot. And so I'm actually a banker. I'm a technology banker at heart, and so I specialize in moving money around the world, especially cashless transactions. And I was approached in like 2017, 18 to build bank rails for large transactions in Georgia. And I said yes, because it was very interesting for me. And that business grew very quickly, very quickly. I then started to shift more and more of my business to blockchain and crypto, and started developing apps around that. And I have several companies that are quite complicated around blockchain, measuring yield differentials and like all these things that like are exciting, but really only to like 10 people. Track and trace is a project I'm very passionate about for a couple of reasons. One is that this is a real world application that anyone that doesn't even know anything about blockchain can say, oh, actually that makes sense. That it makes sense to use public blockchain in track and trace. Because like the data is there, it's measurable, it's it's immutable, it's provable, and it's decentralized, right? And when it comes to wine is a great example because 1 out of every 5 bottles of wine is fake.
Wow.
What? How is that possible? Yeah. So I'm not saying that it's like sugar water. What I'm saying is that the information as recorded is incorrect. The year is wrong, the alcohol is wrong, the sugar, the date, something is wrong. Or it's more nefarious, right? Where they're actually creating like criminal enterprise to try to like get a higher price point for wine that's not wine, right? So wine is an excellent example of how bad actors and bad data can co-opt a market. This is something that is in demand, right? Having this kind of track and trace is in demand, as we heard yesterday on stage. So the wine director, Levon Makuzla, was like, listen, it is important for us as a government, it's important for the Georgian people, and important for the Georgian consumer, the consumer of Georgian wine, that blockchain is part of the solution because it's proving that at least the data as received and as recorded is not going to change. That's important. I like that project because I can say that to my mom. Like my mom, who I love very much, love you, Mom, doesn't really understand blockchain. And I've tried to explain it a couple times. And she's like, I just don't get it. And when I talk about yield curves and stuff like that, I mean, forget about it. But when it comes to track and trace, she gets it. She's like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because it does. It makes sense. So I like projects that help to show that blockchain will win in the end, because it will. Blockchain wins.
Yes, 100%. Andrew, can Web3 give more freedom?
Can Web3 support freedom?
Yes.
I think it already is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, it's empowering freedom, right? It's empowering choices, empowering decisions. So freedom is a personal choice, and not for everyone, but can be a personal choice, at least in your own thoughts and actions. And delivering information, education helps to inspire or create like those decisions. So blockchain is a better use case of most data. So yeah, absolutely, Web3 is like inspiring for that. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having you here, Andrew.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah, hope you have a good time at the show.
Yes.
And yeah, if you are at the show, because we're live, right?
Yes.
If you're at the show, come by I'm at the Scan Trust booth as proof of origin. Happy to answer questions, anything. Come by. Unfortunately, I cannot open this bottle of wine because we're in Dubai and it's a little bit complicated. But you can buy these bottles online and from different places. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Andrew, and thank you for watching. Remember to share this with your friends because everybody deserves to know more about Web3, AI, cryptocurrency, and blockchain. I'm Christina Najera. See you next time.